on my way home. I just got all my gear and everything out of Mark's camper, my hunting buddy, and out of his truck and everything, back into my vehicle, and I'm driving the last few minutes home. We didn't get anything. The only caribou that we ended up seeing were, we saw a dozen one day, all in a herd together, and they were about 3.5 to 4 miles out. And then we saw another one that the rangefinder put them at 1,500 yards, which is about, I want to say, 1,300 yards beyond my skill level. And they were both times hiking away from us, going straight up over a mountain. Now, it wasn't. I mean, obviously, we'd rather get something than not get something, and there's definitely that. But I learned a lot. I learned a lot about tracking. I learned to trust my instincts more when it came to, knowing how old a certain track is. I think I'm pretty, or getting pretty well versed at it, and getting more confident in my tracking abilities. I also learned a lot more about how they move, and I learned a lot about the Steese. I'd never been out on the Steese before, and I'd never been out to those towns before. So that was really good to know, and I got a really good idea of the lay of the land and everything else there, so that when I want to go back, either this winter or maybe in spring, for not caribou but for other things out there, and maybe next fall for the fall hunt, the 40-mile White Mountain fall hunt, I probably would know, well, at least now I definitely would know that I would know more about the Steese and hunting there, as far as what it's like, where to go, where not to go, what are the places to get to, what are the trails, trailheads, where do they start, these sorts of things. So it wasn't a complete waste, because I learned a lot about tracking, the way they moved, and about the Steese and that area. Kind of get the other part of the 40-mile White Mountain herd hunt, where I was on the Taylor for the fall and I had the Steese for the winter. So I kind of got the other side of the coin as far as both the time of year as well as the different highway that I could potentially start that hunt out on. It's not a waste. And I keep trying to tell myself that all the way home, with nothing to bring home to my wife and to my kids, except for me. So they'll have to be happy with me bringing home meat. I think that my wife said it best when she said, there's no way that you would know how it was there until you went. And she actually said that about the Dalton Highway and going and hunting up there. And as tough as that hunt was, that same saying, that same adage really goes with this hunt as well. You just wouldn't have known if you hadn't gone up there and seen for yourself. That's true. What else I can say is that I was really dreaming of the Dalton again the whole time that I was up there. I kept thinking about how many caribou up there and how I like to track them there. I learned that I really just, my instincts immediately, even on the first day, were like, man, I really just want to go back up to the Dalton. And I kept telling myself, okay, well, that's just because that's the last place that you went and that's the last place that you got one. Well, it's also where I've seen the most caribou ever. You could combine all the other caribou that I've seen and it would still be less than the herd that I got my last caribou out of. So anyway, thanks for wishing me luck. Thanks for following me along on this journey. I think the next thing I'm going to go do is either go sea duck hunting or ice fishing. Both of those things are open to me for the next couple of months. The next month for sea ducks. and ice fishing as long as the weather holds and is this cold, then I can go and ice fish. So those are the next things on the list. I'm gonna obviously make some videos and tell you guys how it is and how it goes and everything else. So again, thanks a lot, and wish me luck on my future endeavors.